It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a pair of teams who met each other in Super Bowl V. It's the Indianapolis Colts and the Dallas Cowboys, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
The punter, Rigoberto Sanchez, has it teed up and ready to go. And off we go from Dallas. Here's Kevontae Turpin on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. And leading them out from Central Michigan, an undrafted free agent back in 2017 and still here, it's Cooper Rush.
Don't think for a second, Kate, he hasn't heard the noise. Read the comments from the keyboard warriors who say they just want somebody else leading this team. But let me let you in on a little secret. Those criticisms, they can fuel quarterbacks. Make that chip on the shoulder even bigger to prove people wrong and to show I really do belong in this league.
On first down, they'll run. They're working a couple of yards past the line. Brought down by Julian Blackman. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Let's go. Reload.
Rush now. Throw secured by Brandon Cooks. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Here's Rush to throw. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Man, that ball looked good out of his hands. It just couldn't get through the defense cleanly. Somebody tips it away and saves a potential completion.
2nd and 10 now. He lays out over the middle to bring that one in. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be first down, Dallas. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Opening script working gangbusters so far. 1st and 10 now at the 29. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. He's gonna push one deep down the right. Took his shot at 6 that time. So it'll be 2nd down.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams would call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. From the red zone now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long.
Come on, set.
Trying again, following the sack. He throws a bullet deep to the... They connect on the deep shot. And he will score. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys finish up an excellent opening series. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. And they'll snuff out that return before it gets too far, so just a block extra points on the play.
Well, that's going to take away a touch of that early momentum they built with the opening drive touchdown. And just as importantly here, blocking that extra point should give the offense a little boost as they come out for their first possession, looking to match touchdown for touchdown.
He stopped on the return at the 27. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida, a super athlete at quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that when Anthony Richardson came out of the draft out of Florida, he was the greatest all-around athlete we'd ever seen at quarterback. 240 pounds, running 4.4, jumping 40 inches. He was the envy of defensive ends and linebackers that couldn't put up those numbers. Now, it's taken all those athletic traits and squeezing them into the quarterback position, maximizing all that physical talent to become the superstar he can be.
On the set.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40.
Set. Let go.
Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 28 out of that play. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
This dude was just not going to be stopped, not by the first defender, heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Ready, ready.
Ball at the 33 for first down.
Get it.
Taylor again. Broke through the tackle. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches.
Ready.
On the draw, this is Taylor. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10.
Come on, come on. Set. Go.
They go again with Taylor. And he made a bid for it. It's a good gain that's stuffed down at the 3. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run.
Here we go.
But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And defenders continue to swarm over to get him at the line. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd.
Ready.
Straight ahead with Taylor. And he's in for the touchdown. The Colts finish off their opening drive. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Extra point converted by Gay. And the Colts literally won up that opening touchdown drive, huh, as they take a 7-6 lead here. Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. Turpin with a return. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. Back out come the Cowboys for their second drive. And after watching their passing attack take them the length of the field last drive, Brock, I expect we're probably going to see a heavy dose of the aerial attack again here. They'll run here on first down. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Going to the ground again on first. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Go! Hey, hey, alert!
They give it to him again. Who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Zaire Franklin there to make the tackle. It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing 3rd and long.
Let's go! Go!
Throwing now from the gun. It's caught. Ferguson. Be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Cowboys punting it away here on 4th, and it's the long-time vet Brian Anger on now. And this one is away, and he got all of it and then some. And this one ventures out of play on the fly. The question is where it's marked. Looks like they'll say the 17-yard line. The Colts with their offense out, their second drive coming up. Their last drive contained a heavy dose of the ground game, a little old-school dominance on the way to a touchdown, Brock. Let's see if they stick with it or if they go aerial this time around. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. They've invested some early touches in him, Brock, and the returns so far, I'd say very promising.
Kate, I told you this story before, but it was the same play 18 plays in a row. You know, I was really good with that clipboard on the sidelines. 18 plays in a row, Peyton ran the same play. If you can't stop it, keep calling it.
Ready now for our second quarter. The Colts have the football. They're looking at second and pretty short.
Ready.
Taylor now up the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll be first down, Colts.
I love these inside runs. Don't get away from them. You never know. You think it's going to be a short little gain, and then boom, get the right blocking, a possessed running back, and you get some serious yards on the table.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down.
Go!
On the counter, it's Taylor. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Second down carry for Taylor. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Ready? Ready?
Richardson on third. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up fourth down. The Colts ready for the punt. On is the former all-conference return man from nearby TCU, Kavontae Turpin. And that one comes down at the 2 before bouncing into the end zone for a touchback. Offense headed back out there now for Dallas. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Drive starts with an option, right side. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. The Colts have running back Jonathan Taylor headed out with the rest of the offense. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Let's go. Go.
Play action with Richardson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free, incomplete. Looking for Michael Pittman Jr. on that throw. So 2nd down coming up. Off the play fake, here's Richardson. He's got his man, that's Alec Pierce. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
On the ready. Get it.
Throwing now, off play action. It's a completion to Michael Pittman Jr. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Here's a give to Taylor. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Eric Kendricks there for the tackle. Well, Brock, they've made it a point to incorporate him into their offense, and hey, no arguments here. He has been awesome in giving them a spark they need when he gets involved.
And it's so nice offensively, Kate, when you feel it, when you can run it, when you can throw it, and especially running it like this, going to pay huge dividends as the game goes on.
Here we go. Check.
We're to the 2-minute warning from AT&T. The Colts looking to add to their advantage.
Ready, break.
3rd down, 1 yard to go.
Ready. Ready.
This is Taylor. Fought off a tackle, but he lost the football. But I believe somebody on the Colts got to it first. They're luckily hanging on to the football. That's a pickup of 9. And it's good for an Indianapolis. Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Let go.
A run here with Taylor. And he gets this forward to the 19. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting the first. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Here's a handoff for Taylor. And he's stopped out at the 16 after a small gain. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
He was looking for Michael Pittman Jr., and it's 3rd down now.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And he has it down to the 8-yard. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
Ready.
Richardson. And not a great choice on 1st down. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted, actually, so 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Okay, break.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go.
Now a run with Taylor. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. It's a 3-yard pickup. That moves them a little bit closer. 3rd and goal coming up.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
3rd and goal for Richardson. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Indy. The Colts will add to their lead at the end of the half. Michael Pittman Jr. with the touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Gay with the point after. And the Colts grow their lead to 8.
14, Cowboys 6.
Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. And this one will not make it to the landing zone. So the same as it going out of bounds now. This is going to come out to the 40-yard line. And they'll have great field position, Brock, after the unforced error on the kickoff. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Rush. Ferguson there to bring it in. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross. Everyone's prepped, it's second down now.
Let's go now. Hut, hut.
Throwing, Rush. He completes it in traffic. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Rush. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting a completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
Passing struggles bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one. Now Brandon Aubrey will try to knock it through for the Cowboys. This is a 44-yard look from the right hash. Gay's kick is good. And that gets them back within 5.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
On the go.
One last play before the break.
Get up. Ready, right?
All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he doesn't get much there on what turns out to be the final play of the half. We've reached halftime. The Colts on the road and enjoying a nice little lead here. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Josh Downs to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Indianapolis getting its offense out there to start off this second half. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Ready. Ready.
Throwing from the pistol, Richardson. Taken in by Pierce. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 32 on the play. And it'll be first down, Colts.
First down, Indianapolis.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Come on, come on. Set. Let go.
First down throw here from Richardson. Gets this one to Pierce. And they get this down to the 28. He picks up 15 on the play. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Here's Taylor. This is ahead for about 5. That was Micah Parsons making that play. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Now a handoff to Taylor. And he's brought down for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7.
Here we go, here we go.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down, and nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Let's go now. Go.
Taylor scores. Touchdown, Indy. The Colts grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Those defensive coaches got to be hot, Brock. That was a touchdown that shouldn't have happened. That tackle should have ended it.
You try bringing down one of these NFL running backs then, Miss Kate.
Okay, touche, partner.
They see that goal line. They smell that goal line. It is no sure thing to try to bring down one of those horses before they find pay dirt.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Colts push the lead up to 12.
21, Cowboys 9. Rigoberto Sanchez, the kickoff for Indianapolis.
Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. Return starts from the 16. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Another drive coming up for this Dallas offensive unit. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Rush looking to pass. It's taken in by Lamb. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
The nice thing about a drag route is it works versus zone. You can find that soft spot and get a completion, but they can be very effective when you got an excellent route runner running away on that drag route from man coverage.
Handoff on 2nd and short. Works the sideline inside the 35. And he gets this all the way inside the red zone, down at the 19. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's good for a Cowboys first down.
Anytime you go over half the field in one play, totally changes the complexion of the drive. They're now set up beautifully in enemy territory to end the series with some type of points.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Working inside the red zone. Catch made by Cooks. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches.
10 yards on the pickup.
Let's go.
It's 2nd and inches.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That is an old school battle you simply love to see. An offense that close to a first down, a defense that knows there's a run headed its way. It's a battle of wills. It's the offense that gets it done this time.
Wow, very quick throw, but they couldn't connect.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
So the incompletion on first. Here's 2nd and goal. To the air with Rush. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone. Incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Rush now to throw. And he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas! The Cowboys start the second half with some needed points. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That one right down the middle. And the Cowboys trim the deficit down to 5. Now, good news here. This is one kick that can't be blocked as he sends this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Colts back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really been the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed it. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw. There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
3rd and long for him here. And this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down. They're out now, ready to punt it. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. He broke 50 on his 1st punt and looks to have done the same here. Takes it in at the 26. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Cowboys and C.D. Lamb headed back out on offense. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Cowboys will get set to go on offense. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Rush now. This finds Cooks complete. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for and you go out and execute.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield.
Let's go now. Check, Panther.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Colts side of the field. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. Wow, wide open here, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a pickup of 26. And it'll be first down, Dallas. Here's Rush to throw. Brought in close to the 8. Touchdown, Dallas. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired, but that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
Nothing doing on that two-point opportunity, a fail on the conversion. Well, no harm in going for it there, Brock. Wanted to make it a field goal game, but their advantage instead stays at 1.
Yeah, that data book tells you it's the right call to make because we're here in the second half. Leading by 2 instead of just 1 doesn't make much of a difference either way. You still now trail with an opposing field goal, and that's what they've got to defend against right now.
Here comes the Colts offense now for another possession. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this third quarter. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set, 1st and 10.
Ready.
Here's a give up the middle. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Malik Hooker with the tackle. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Taylor again. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down. This is the end of the third quarter. It's the Colts ball. They're down on the scoreboard, but things not out of hand yet. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
Ready.
They go again with Taylor. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48.
Come on.
Straight ahead with Taylor. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
Okay, ready. Here we go. Set. Go.
Back-to-back carries here. And he takes this down to around the 39 before he stopped. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1. Another carry for him. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps these drive moving. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Let's go now.
On the draw, this is Taylor. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Taylor now, up the middle. And he's able to push this down to the 12. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Ready.
Back to the well again. Nothing for them on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and 1.
Chances of stalling this drive defensively seem bleak, but how about now? Look at those odds changing, Kate. Still not great, but you could feel a little momentum on their side. Maybe they can muster it up and get back-to-back stops.
They're going to turn to Taylor on 3rd down. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. 1-yard gain on the play. And it's good for an Indianapolis 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
On the set.
2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning for them to use, Brock. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Taylor. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Well, this certainly has been a memorable contest for him. His coaches, man, they're going to take this kind of output every single game.
This goes a little beyond the expectations they have for him, maybe even for himself. What impresses me so much, Kate, the guy just doesn't tire, getting stronger, literally, as this game's going on.
Ready, ready.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Let's go. Ready.
This is Taylor. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Go.
A run here with Taylor. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The Cowboys signaling for their 1st time out, as they'll get together and discuss with 4th. Now hang on, they want to take another look at this play, and a very important call coming up late in this game.
Previous play is under review.
Well, I certainly don't envy the officials here. A lot of times, Brock, it can be so tough to have the right angle to get a perfect spot on that football.
Yeah, how they do it, I just marvel at it. A bunch of years ago, I got to do and be an official, a side judge for a spring game.
How'd that go?
Not well, because things happen so fast, and I really do. I marvel at more often than not how good these officials are at spotting the ball.
The ruling on the field is reversed.
Well, good thing they reviewed it, because after further examination, the call on the field has changed.
Ready.
From inside the 1, here's 1st and goal.
Get it.
Taylor is in for the Indianapolis touchdown. The Colts have taken the lead late. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown, his 3rd of the game on the ground. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
On the ready.
We'll see what the Colts do facing a huge 2-point conversion attempt. Here he is to throw. Put the body on the line for his team. Ooh, they get the 2 out of it. Nicely done, but into double coverage there. Feels like they might have gotten away with one there, Brock.
You know what you call that, Kate? You call that a quarterback's best friend. These receivers all the time will tell the QB in the huddle, just give me a chance, bro. Just give me a chance. Just put it up there.
Yep.
And that quarterback did, and the receiver delivers.
Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. Turpin with a return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Cowboys and Cooper Rush out for this next drive. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. They've got first down from the 31. Back to throw. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. And this one may be out of reach now because the defense comes through with 6. Went to the oh well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it.
Yeah, you make as many catches as he has in this game, you're going to attract some extra attention. They knew it was probably going his way in the near future, and they had somebody there waiting for it that time.
Gay to add the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Colts double their lead to 14.
COWBOYS 22. Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Turpin with a return. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. The Cowboys offense headed out there. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. Ball at the 33 for first down.
Here we go, set. Shot alert, check. Roll.
Getting right back to it after that interception. Trying to push it deep. That's cut at the 25. And he hits the end zone. Touchdown. I hope nobody left early, Brock, because we have still got a game. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side defensively they'd be ready for this, but this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air, and the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
So down inside the final minute, they're ready to try the onside kick. And that's covered up by the Colts, and that should be our final highlight from this one. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. The Colts returning their offense and this running back to the field. Their lead still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
Ready.
Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And he'll get it down for a solid gain to about the 37. Now Dallas is going to call its second timeout. And they'll have just one left to burn now. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Come on. Set. Ready.
Now a run with Taylor. And they're going to stop him after he runs it inside the 35. Final timeout taken by the Cowboys. That's that's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches.
Here we go. Set.
Here's a handoff for Taylor. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. It's a gain of 4. And it'll be first down, Colts.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Ready.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Here's Taylor. And he's able to get this down to the 13. So it's the Colts who come away with a win on the road. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And Kay, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Colts are winners.